I just got Jack's new toy, Mallory the Mallard. We'll see how long she lasts. Good morning, friends, family, total strangers. This is another one of those early morning videos. It's about 6:10 a.m. and yeah, I just haven't had the time to do it at night, so I'm trying to squeeze it in before work here. Today's video is going to be on the practicalities of having a pet in the van. So we're winding down. I've only got a couple more weeks of Jax McGee, so I thought it would be a good time to do a video on him. I had a question in the comments about working with a dog, and it was a little too complicated a question to answer typing it out. So I just thought I would do this video to yeah, just talk about some of the practicalities of having a dog. So I guess the first place to start is work. Like, some people have an income, you know, they're getting disability or they're getting retirement or they're getting something. I don't, I have to work. And so I guess before I get into this, I want to say I'm no expert on this subject. I've had Jax with me for about 3 months, and he's going back to his mom when she gets back beginning of August. And no expert, but I do guess I probably have some insight, so I'll share it. And you know, if I miss any practicalities, anything, just throw them in the comments below. So working, it does limit you a little bit having a dog, especially if you're in a van. If you're in an RV, you know, a lot of the national park resorts and stuff, a lot of resorts might have some RV spaces, and if they have RV spaces, they'll probably allow you to have a dog in your RV. However, they don't allow vans in their RV spaces, so you're essentially living in the dorms. You're not allowed to just live in your van. So you can't have a dog working in like a national park resort unless you have an RV. If you have a van, it's just right out. They won't let you, you know, you're living in dorms, and they won't allow pets. So it does limit your work options some. I personally don't really feel like national park resorts are the first best option for van dwellers, so I don't think it's that big of a hit not being able to have a pet there, because, you know, honestly, you can make more money other places. You know, national park resorts are cool. They do have certain great aspects, but overall, you know, I don't think that's not that big of a hit, not being able to have a pet there. So that kind of brings you to what options do you do if you have a job. So I have a job here in Jackson, and you know, it's the summertime. It's too hot. I can't just leave a dog in the car. So I have him boarding at a place. It's a doggy daycare, essentially. And if you buy a 60 punch card, which is 3 months worth of 3 months worth of daycare, 5 days a week, that's $20 a day. So you know, the more punches you buy, the cheaper it gets. It starts at like $35 a day if you just take the dog to doggy daycare, but it gets all the way down to $20 if you buy this long-term punch. So $20 a day is still a lot of money, but that's affordable. I mean, it's $400 a month, and if you're not paying rent, you know, I make a lot more money working in town here than I would up in the park. So in fact, I make it from this year to last year when I worked up in the park, I made exactly double per hour, double. And so taking that, you know, $400 is not that big of a deal. You know, if you look around Jackson or other places, if you look around, you might even be able to find a job where you can take your dog to work with you. But I feel like doggy daycare is a great thing because he's excited to go there. He gets to play with other dogs all day. And most importantly, he is tired when I go pick him up, so I don't have to take him for long walks and play with him after I'm exhausted from working all day. So doggy daycare is a great option if you have a pet. And then I guess I should also touch on a couple of the other jobs, like Amazon Work Camp Force or the Beet Harvest. You can I know people who have had dogs and done those jobs in a van. So, you know, the weather is not super hot that time of year, so it's safer. I think a lot of times there will be like couples, and one of them will be in their RV, and they can watch your dog. Just from other videos that I've seen, like there's ways to work those jobs as well and have a dog. So let's get into some of the other things about having a dog. It does limit you a little bit as far as where you can go. Going back to national parks, pretty much across the board, national parks won't allow pets on trails. There might be an exception here or there, but for the most part, they don't allow dogs off of roadways. So parking lots and roadways are the only place you can take a dog. So when I had to visit my brother earlier this summer, when I was visiting him up in the park, I didn't have anywhere to walk Jax. I had to walk him through the campground. That was lame. So you can't just take him on a hike in national parks, which is kind of a bummer. Because what are you going to do with him, you know, if you want to go on a hike in a park? So it is a little limiting that way. And also, there are some parks like Tent Rocks National Monument. You can't even have a dog in the car with you going into that monument because it's a sacred site for Native Americans. So you're not even allowed to have a dog with you in the car going there. So yeah, it can be a little limiting. There are really beautiful places that aren't national parks, and that's been one of the really cool things. You know, I've kind of just shown this area all these amazing places that I've gone, and there was another one this weekend too. One I'll show in this video, the next one I think I'll save for my midweek video. But yeah, amazing places around that aren't national parks where you can take a dog, and a little thunder. But yeah, great. So it does kind of stink. However, you know, national parks these days are so crowded. They're so crowded. And there's so many beautiful places that aren't national parks. I don't think it's that big of a problem. And, you know, you could always work something out. You know, like I could leave Jax at doggy daycare here and then go up into the park and hike if I want to. And there's probably places, you know, like that, not, you know, in the tourist towns outside of parks where you could probably find boarding to take your dog and, you know, doggy daycare. And yeah, so that's that. Let's see. I can't really talk much about vets because I've only had them for 3 months. You know, you're not going to have a consistent vet, obviously, if you're traveling around everywhere. But yeah, I can't really delve into that because I haven't really had to go to the vet except for I had to get him some shots to make him eligible for daycare. I guess we had missed a couple things. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much that. So, and you can't just go off and leave the van. Like there's been times where, I would love to go do things, but I can't leave Jax in the van and I can't take him with me, other than national parks, just going out to places. And yeah, so I mean, it's a little limiting, but there's always workarounds. There's always ways around it. And Jax, it's been awesome having him with me. Like, I'm gonna miss him. It's a lot of responsibility, but he's given me so much in return. I'm gonna miss you, buddy. So yeah, that's that. Now I'm gonna show you some of my footage from the weekend. I went to the Wind River Mountains down near Pinedale, and yeah, it's such a gorgeous area. So I went there and camped for a night by myself, and went for a big hike with Jax, and then met a couple friends of mine and camped with them down there. And then on Sunday we went to the Green River Lakes, so Lower Green River Lake, and just sat on the beach and had a good time. And I'm going to save the Green River Lake footage for my midweek video. So yeah, let's shoot you over to that. Coffee. This is Middle Sweeney Lake, home of the mythical golden trout, which I don't have my fishing pole with me, so. And even if I did have my fishing pole with me, the horseflies and mosquitoes up here probably wouldn't allow me to fish very long. Sky raisins. Here we are at Photographer's Point. Not quite sure why they call it that. So yeah, this is a pretty epic view. This is the Wind River Mountain Range, so I'm accessing it near Pinedale, the Elkhart Park. Might be the only paved access in the Wind River Mountains. They're awesome. I love the winds. They're amazing. It's just such a huge, sweeping range. So big. It's there's 50 peaks in Wyoming of 13,000 feet. There's one in the Tetons, one in the Absarokas, one in the Bighorn Mountains, and the rest of them, the other 47, are all here in the Wind Rivers. So This is a really spectacular, awesome place. Really special to me. I think I came here for the first time in 97, 98, and I make it a point to come here as often as I can, at least once every couple years. So, sweet. Puppy on a ledge. So yeah, that's my video. And like I said, if I missed anything you want to know about dogs or have any comments on it, throw it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Thanks a bunch.